I feel bad for Bull Buchanan. He was great before he became the jacked up bald ass Mormon. Goddamn legend in this business. And then you fucking put him with the fucking titty fart gang?
It's hardcore. It's uncensored. It's On Your Mark with Mark E. Xtreme.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are back with another great episode of On Your Mark. I am Skeeter, Skyflyer, one of the greatest cruiserweights in the world that is yet to debut. And with me, as always, is the greatest backyard wrestler of all time. Ladies and gentlemen, if you've never seen him before wrestling on television, that's because he's never been on television, so which is a shame, but it's Mark E. Xtreme.
Well, three things, Skeeter. First of all, you will never debut as a cruiserweight. Second of all, I'm a backyard entertainer, not a backyard wrestler. And third of all, I'm too fucking hot for TV. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mark. Xtreme, 15 plus years undefeated backyard wrestling entertainment champion and owner of Backyard Wrestling Entertainment. On top of all that badass shit, I am the host of the hit YouTube series On Your Mark that for years has been tearing up the internet, interviewing stars and legends such as Jake the Snake, Matt Hardy, and the Young Bucks. And we're taking everything that you love about that YouTube channel and we're blowing it real hard into the podcast world, and it's coming at you raw, it's coming at you uncensored, and it's coming at you extreme every Wednesday. It's the On Your Mark podcast, bitch.
Well, that's what this is right here, and as Marky Xtreme said, it's uncensored, which is kind of ironical because today we're going to be talking about Right to Censor.
Skeeter, when you start doing your research and you start deciding what these podcast episodes are about, where the fuck do you come up with some of your dumbass ideas? I want to do things that people want to listen to. I want to do podcasts on like the NWO and fucking Sable and Sunny and maybe just a whole episode on tits. You know, why do you choose pussy ass shit like Right to Censor? Just to entertain me, Skeeter. Tell me why you picked these ideas.
Okay, so I sit there with a pad of paper and a pencil, and I sometimes I don't sleep, and so I just sit there and I remember wrestling stuff that I seen, and then when I go, oh yeah, that's that thing, I write it down, and then that's it.
Skeeter, you need a hobby.
How about wrestling?
No, you need something that better to do with your time, because
like backyard wrestling, like wrestling in matches. That could be
that
a good
is
hobby.
That's your work. That's your job. But you need a fucking hobby.
Like when I shave your back or bandage.
No, those
you
are
up.
your duties. That's part of training. That's part of you. That's part of paying your dues. That's part of being a little boy. Okay. Listen, you need a fucking hobby because your brain is fucking. I would be terrified to take a trip inside your head.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's no peach. It is no peach. But before we get to all that, we got some business to take care of. Oh, gotta get some papers. You be sure to go to Apple Podcasts and give us a rate review, because today we're giving away a free t-shirt with Marky Xtreme.
That's right. We're going to shout out and read that recording of that, the review that we've picked right now. And the winning review goes to Josh Fields, and I quote from his review, "If you don't like this, then you're a stupid snowflake. The greatest podcast of all time, hosted by the greatest wrestler of all time." Well, there you have it. That is the congratulations. You have won a free t-shirt. We'll be reaching out to you soon to see what free shirt that you want. Congratulations.
And we got to be sure to give our extreme shout outs too for all of our Patreon members. When you go to patreon.com/OYM show, you get extreme shout outs. You can get early access to this podcast and other the YouTube videos. Is that right, Marky Extreme?
That's right. Right now is the time of the show, Skeeter, where we give our extreme shout outs to our patron, the Marky Marks over at our Patreon page. So here's our extreme shout outs for this week. Angela, Elias, Hillbilly Bryn, and Max. Thank you all so much. You're what keeps my bread buttered.
And that's not all. On your mark, 10K go. That's right. YouTube.com/OnYourMarkShow. You go there and you subscribe to the greatest wrestling content there is on all of planet Earth. You will also get a chance to be entered into winning a wrestling video game, WWE Battlegrounds. Right, Marky Extreme?
That's right. The best wrestling game that will ever exist is the first game that you can legally, literally kill John Cena by throwing him in a gator's mouth. So if you go over to our YouTube channel, again, that link is youtube.com/OnYourMarkShow, and hit subscribe. You're automatically entered into our contest. On Your Mark, 10K go. And when we hit 10K, we're giving away that copy, baby.
Super exciting stuff. I'm excited to be a part of it, but let's get into our subject at hand for today, the right to censor.
Ugh.
Why are you so upset about the right to censor?
I got a lot of reasons to be upset about Right to Censor because, first of all, they censor, and censorship takes away my American right. You know, I'm allowed to go out on the street and pull out my pecker and talk about it. You know, that's my God-given American right. When somebody comes in here and tries to censor me, you know what? It makes me pissed off. So when you come into the WWE, and this was the darkest time for me in the WWE because you had the Attitude Era. Every night was a badass episode full of tits and blood and cussing, and that's all that wrestling fans ever wanted. And then you get these jabronis to come in here looking like goddamn jacked up Mormons, and they want to censor what the good Lord gave us, the good shit. It would make me madder than hell. And then this is when really everything started changing. This is why wrestling got shitty.
Well, the right to censor debuted on July 17th in the year 2000 with the founding member of Steven Richards, who, isn't it strange, he used to be in ECW.
Yeah, that's what even further doesn't make any sense to me. You got one of the ECW originals, Stevie Richards, and this dude used to go out there in the BWO, and he used to be blue, and then they would be like the NWO, but they were blue, and it was badass. And you know, every single rendition of the NWO is badass. And then so you had him out there, one of the ECW hardcore badass originals, the home of blood, tits, and shit. And then he comes over here and tells people that he needs to fucking, you don't need a bleed sweater shit. That it's like a doctor telling you not to fucking feel good, and I don't fucking understand it. And it's just the logic of this still hurts my head, Skeeter. It still makes my head hurt.
Well, Steven Richards started recruiting members, and he recruited Bull Buchanan, the Godfather, and turned him into the Good Father, Val Venus, and Ivory. Marky Extreme, who is your favorite member of the Right to Censor?
It was the fucking member that never was a part of it, and that's the goddamn fucking Black Plague, because I wish they brought the fucking Black Plague in there and killed all of them.
Oh,
You know who I wish was a member is that goddamn Gator from WWE Battlegrounds to go in there and they'd all get eaten by the Gator. So then we wouldn't be censored, and then we could have had more tits and blood and shit in the WWE.
Well, mine was Bull Buchanan. He was so cool. He's a big dude. I like him a lot.
Yes, I like Bull Buchanan, one of the legends in this business. You know, everybody's dream matches up there at the top of the list are fucking Hulk Hogan and Bull Buchanan. All of them. Bull Buchanan. But he was great before he became Censor Boy. He was great before he became the jacked up bald ass Mormon. You put him in this, and then it just ruined his legacy. You know, I feel bad for Bull Buchanan because goddamn legend in this business, and then you fucking put him with the fucking the titty fart gang, ruined his gimmick.
Well, the Right to Censor considered themselves the conscience of the WWE. They fought the good fight against violence. They fought the good fight against vulgarity, and they fought the good fight against scantily clad women. And that's how it all started. Stevie Richards came out on TV and started covering up women that were undressing and started removing weapons from matches.
Here's the thing, Teeter. If a woman wants to go out there and pull her tittles out, that's her right. That's America. And when you start covering up a woman's tittles when she wants to pull them out, you know, if I had big ass tits, let's imagine for a second, me, Marky Xtreme. No, shut up. Fucking shut up.
What?
If I had big ass tits, if I had a big ass...
That doesn't make sense. Why would your ass
I'm saying
be
imagine
on a
it.
Tit?
Skeeter, close your eyes right now and imagine me with some big ass titties.
But that doesn't make sense. How do you have butts on boobs?
What are you talking about?
You say big ass tits. What does that mean? That means
no,
that
I'm talking about massive boobs, the size of them.
Why are there butts on them?
Skeeter, entertain me for a second.
Okay, an Irish guy walks out of a bar. Get it? Because he would never do that because he's Irish and they drink a lot. So I'm told. I've never met one.
That's the dumbest fucking joke I've ever heard in my life. The best joke I've ever heard is Skeeter Skyflyer. You're a fucking joke. Now listen to me. Close your eyes for a second. Imagine me with big ass, juicy titties. And I come out there in the WWE wearing nothing but a thong and a fucking big ass titties, okay? And I pull my tits out because it's my goddamn American right to pull my tits out. You know, I'm fucking feeling my tits. You know, me, Marky with huge tits. I'm feeling them. And are you imagining this, Skeeter? Are you imagining it?
I'm imagining it, but why do they have ass juice on them? And
talking to the mic, Jabron. Talking to the mic.
What do you mean? I can't see it. I got my eyes closed.
Imagine me out there pulling my tits out, giving the fans what they want. And then somebody like your dumbass and a fucking jacked up Mormon comes out there with Bull Dempsey and he covers my tits up. The fans would be erupting in boos.
Yeah, but you got a lot of chest hair. I don't think that's good for anybody.
In this world, Skeeter, I'm a beautiful woman. In this world, I'm Jasmine. Remember Jasmine?
Jasmine St. Clair?
No. Remember when I interviewed that witch, Christy Hemme? And she helped me tap into Jasmine. This is a good opportunity in the show where we can take a trip back into the vault and you can hear exactly what I'm talking about. We're going back into the vault.
From the vault.
Jasmine.
Yeah, I heard Jasmine.
What's Jasmine like?
She's black. Mm-hmm. And she is strong. I see her. I feel her right now.
Wow.
And she's so much more than.
It's okay.
She's so much more than me. What are you doing to me? Are you a witch?
I have to tell you that I really believe in Jasmine. I think you have something here. I think you could go to WWE. I think you could be a diva. You just got to bring her out.
From the vault.
Do you remember that, Skeeter, that moment when I talked to Christy Hemme?
Yeah, I guess I remember that.
Okay, so I'm out there. I'm in the crowd. I'm Jasmine. I got my tits out. I'm giving the fans what they want. It's my choice. I'm choosing to do it. Nobody's forcing me to do it. And then you go out there and you interrupt my goddamn American right. It should be illegal. And we should, and in that fantasy, I would have had Right to Censor arrested and jailed for life and sentenced to murder for taking away my goddamn American right. You can jump out of the fantasy now.
Okay, but can I open my eyes?
Yes.
Oh, there's a microphone. I was way off.
I hate you.
Well, okay, so they They did all that stuff. They wore white button-down shirts, black ties, and a black skirt for Ivory. But Val Venus kept wearing white pants. Mark Xtreme, why do Val Venus wear white pants in Right to Censor?
Because he was former porn star, so you guys see if something happening down there a little bit easier. But you know what? I think the whole wardrobe of these guys were jacked up, and it was horrible. It's the worst wardrobe in wrestling history. But you know what outfit, what shirt in particulars could have made them look a little bit more badass and extreme? An On Your Mark t-shirt. Now, Skeeter, where can the fine folks listening to this podcast get an On Your Mark t-shirt?
On the internet. You didn't know that?
No, Skeeter's a goddamn sponsored. That was a segue. I'm riding a segue, okay? At our Pro Wrestling Tees store, prowrestlingtees.com/OIM show. Get yourself an On Your Mark t-shirt. Get yourself a Marky Xtreme t-shirt. Get yourself a Make America Wrestling Again t-shirt. Get yourself a Xtreme Cruise t-shirt or a King of Backyard style shirt. The one shirt I would highly suggest to not get is the Skeeter Skyflyer shirt. But Skeeter, what do you think about our kick-ass Pro Wrestling Tees store?
Well, obviously I like it. I think it's pretty great. You didn't know that I like
Skeeter,
it?
we're doing a sponsor spot.
Oh. I like it. Didn't you know that I like it? I mean, haven't we talked about this before?
Get an On Your Mark t-shirt. ProWrestlingTees.com/OIM show. Skeeter, continue with the goddamn show.
So, Steven Richards reformed a pimp and a porn star. That's right. He made the Godfather, the Good Father, and Val Venus. He didn't change his name either. He changed pants, but they didn't change his name. So that's pretty big. They were sex people, and then they weren't sex people no more. That's a power of censorship. Were you happy to see these changes in these wrestlers?
Absolutely not. That's, you know what that's on? Communism, okay? You know, taking away a goddamn somebody's happiness. Who cares if this man liked to be a pimp? You know, who cares if this man enjoyed sex? You know, you're taking away these things that people like and their freedoms. That's against America, and that's against the Constitution, and that's communism. I think.
Well, the Right to Censor also had one of the most unique wrestling themes in all of wrestling. It is a series of buzzers and sirens. What'd you think of this theme? I like this theme a lot.
It made me even madder. I don't know if that's what they're trying to do, but a good stable is supposed to have a badass song, okay? You go out there with the NWO and or illusion is a mystery. Or get fucking out there with DX. Are you ready? Fucking, they got buzzers and horns. Nobody wants to hear.
Or meep, 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 meep.
I'm about to turn. Stop. God, I can actually hear the people turning off the podcast. Okay.
Why?
Because that was the most atrocious thing I've ever heard. I'd rather shove barbed wire up my ear holes.
I've seen you do it.
I'll do it again if I have to.
You did it when I was in promo class. I was doing promo and you shoved it in your ears.
Yeah, I needed to mute you.
Well, to signify the Godfather was done with his days of being a pimp, he powerbombed Victoria through a table, who was one of his hoes at the time, and he picked her up, he put her right through a table. He's like, I'm done being a pimp. I don't think he said that, but he's like, pimping is hard now. Pimping ain't easy. Pimping is easy, so I'm done. It's all symbologies. So it was pretty great. Mark Xtreme, do you think men and women should wrestle each other in wrestling?
Absolutely. I think that, that's a territory that we're just starting to travel into. Back in American history, when we needed to get to Oregon, we took the Oregon Trail, and this is a trail we're taking. And I don't think we're going to die dysentery. I think that clearly it's entertaining as hell. Especially, I'm a big fan of when a fucking, a woman beats a dumbass little pipsqueak man wrestler, So I think I want to see more of it. There you go. Legally, does it, I don't know if it's legal, in wrestling. It might be illegal, but, who's to say that, that's the shit people want to see is the legal badass shit.
Toe ride.
But you're not, Skeeter, it's Roll Tide, you dumbass. I spent fucking weeks trying to figure out what you were trying to say. And Conrad Thompson says, Roll Tide. Now, do I understand what the fuck that means? No, I don't. But you're saying it wrong. And it bothered me for weeks.
That doesn't make sense. You can't roll tide. I tried it.
I agree.
The little pods.
You know what? Steve,
I tried rolling them. They don't roll. They just pop.
Skeeter, keep saying what you want. I don't care. It does actually make more sense. Toll ride, but that's not what he says.
Yeah, you got to pay the toll to get the ride. You got to toll ride.
All right, great.
I can't open it again. I opened it once already. I don't know how to open it again. There we go. I did it again.
Proud of
toll
you.
Ride.
Great job. Great
toll
job.
Ride.
I'm not going to censor you. You say whatever the fuck you want, Skeeter.
Okay, I think the Right to Censor had some good ideas.
Please continue.
I think it's important on a show where anybody can watch on television. If it naked, look, I like naked ladies more than the next gal. That I think it's great that they want to be naked and all that, but on television when children are watching, that's not okay. You gotta say nuh-uh. And Steve Richards made the right move. First off, he wears white socks, which it looks pretty comfortable. But then he said, like, no, that's not appropriate. And also for the longevity of wrestlers' careers, if they're hitting each other with weapons and it's not for a hardcore title, they should get out of there. They shouldn't have tables and all that because then they can wrestle for a longer period of time. So I think he did some good stuff.
No, I think the opposite is true. I think that kids need to be subjected to more nudity and violence and blood and shit and tears. I mean, how do we come into this world? Through a vagina. So the first thing we see is a fucking vagina. Who's the first? You see your mom's
I don't
tits.
know if I did. I don't remember it.
I think you're a goddamn test tube monster. But the fucking, we come out of the womb seeing a vagina. So what's the big deal about seeing a naked woman? I don't get it. I think more kids need to be subjected to violence, blood, shit, and tears, and maybe the world would be a better place.
So you mean to tell me, Mark Xtreme, if you had a child, you would let them watch Attitude Raw?
If I had a kid, I would sit them in front of the television, and they would watch nothing but tits. They'd watch nothing but scary movies. They would watch nothing but violence because I want them to know how scary the world really is. So when they go out into this world and they're subjected to the truth, the real truth, and nothing but the truth, so help me God, then they ain't afraid of it. I ain't going to be raising no bubblegum and titty fart baby. My kid's going to be strong. My kid's going to be a goddamn monster. And he's going to be thrown right in to the shake weight class. And if you need to get jacked and real strong, then you need to also join Mark E. Xtreme's shake weight class. And when can they do that, Skeeter?
Well, they can only do if they're
Skeeter,
a girl,
this is
so I
a
guess she'd have a
segue.
daughter.
This is a segue into our second sponsor of the episode, Mark E. Xtreme's shake weight class. So that means when I give you the segue, you jump on it and you ride it into the ad. We've done this a billion times. This is our 13th episode, Skeeter. We've done this before. So get on with the plugs.
Do you think we could change Chair Shot Day to another day? Because it's making me have hard times with the segue.
Chair Shot days stay the same. Monday, Thursday, Friday. Those are Chair Shot days.
Okay. ProWrestlingTees.com/OYM
No,
show.
Skeeter, we're plugging the shake weight class. Do you want me to do it? Do you want me to take it this
You
week?
can't get that at Pro Wrestling Tees. You can't get the shake weight class.
Ladies
there.
and gentlemen, if you want to better your life and take the fat off of your bones, go every Wednesday night at the Women's Club. We are having Mark E. Xtreme shake weight class. I'm going to teach you how to grab that shake weight and shake weight yourself to sweet release. Ladies only. It's every Wednesday night at the Women's Club. Mark E. Xtreme's shake weight class. Pay what you can and lose what you normally couldn't.
Well, even though Marky Xtreme may not agree with censorship, I think there is something to be said for the success of censorship because Ivory won the WWE Women's Championship against China. She's like the biggest woman. And the Good Father and Bull Buchanan, my favorite, won the tag team titles from the Hardy Boys. So that's a lot of success right there for the Right to Censor.
Okay.
Do you agree?
I don't care.
That's agreement, I think.
I mean, yeah, they won matches. Did they?
See?
But does that make them fucking? I mean, look at the fucking the titty farts out there that like John Cena that have won matches. Does that make him a good wrestler? No, he's the worst fucking wrestler ever to exist. You know, just because you win, it doesn't make you the best. Okay?
Doesn't it though? He's won the WWE Championship like 15 times.
Just because you win, Skeeter, a whole bunch, doesn't make you the best.
But you win every single match. You're undefeated. And you say you're the best.
Okay. I'm different, Skeeter. I'm a different breed. I come from different pecker. Okay. I
thought you came from a vagina.
Okay. I'm gonna give you the quick you know about birds and bees?
Yeah, you get stung.
Okay. I'm gonna explain
you
to
get, you get pecked at.
Skeeter.
You feed the birds in the park and then you bring flowers for the bees.
Stop. You take a pecker. And you fly that pecker into the vagina. And you fly it out and you fly it in. You fly it out, you fly it in. And you can make an airplane noise if you want. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I make a train noise. Sometimes I make a car noise. I got to make a certain noise, you know, because I need to visualize what I'm doing. I'm coming in and out of the garage, coming in and out of the train station, coming in and out of the place where my private jet is stored. In and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, until I run out of gas. And my gas goes in to the train station, or the gas goes in to the garage. And then that gas then plants a beautiful baby. And then that baby spends 9 months in a garage. And then when the baby is ready to come out of the garage, a strange man with rubber gloves on goes in there and forcefully pulls the baby out of the garage. And then they put that baby in a room full of other babies, and you hope that you don't get mixed up because they just match you based on, I think this looks like your parents.
I feel a little mixed up right now.
That's how babies are made.
So wait. So if I'm a bird and I see a bee, I need to make noise to help me focus to make a baby.
Yes.
So, can my noise be like the Right to Censor thing?
Skeeter, you do whatever floats your boat. I want you to have sex with a girl finally. So if that's the noise you got to make to get it going, go for it, Skeeter.
I mean, I sometimes hear that noise when I get close to a girl. But wait, I'm still confused on one thing. Did you come from a pecker or a vagina?
Both.
That doesn't make any sense.
Skeeter, it makes total sense. You gotta have a pecker and a vagina to make a baby. It gotta come from both. You can't just have you can't have a chicken, or you can't have a chicken and a chicken. You can't have an egg and an egg. You have to have a chicken and an egg.
So you shoot back, you go back and forth? Is it like running the ropes?
Yeah, it's exactly like running the ropes. You go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth until you're worn the fuck out, and then you fall down, and then you shit yourself. And that shit, theoretically, in this situation, is the baby.
You definitely have said that I was pooped out.
Yeah, you are a test tube baby, so it's different than you. Different for you.
That's exciting. This is eye-opening. Like, I've learned a lot about myself.
Great. I'm glad I could be there for you.
Thank you for not censoring all of this and letting it be known. This is the one time where I'm not for censorship. So I give you a thumbs up.
I don't care.
Wow. So the Right to Censor had even attempted to abduct Stacy the Cat Carter and pull her into the group, but she was crying and they're trying to brainwash her. She was meant to be a member, but then she started her own group, the Right to Nudity, and then something happened with Jerry Lawler, like he chased her, and they left the company. So, I mean, you almost got what you wanted, Mark Xtreme. You almost got a group called Right to Nudity.
I mean, that's the direction they should have taken in the first place. And then I think that, the WWE's might, have a crowd today.
Well, things changed, and that was supposed to happen. And the Right to Censor had some matches that they had at WrestleMania 17 with Ivory defending her women's championship against China, and she lost. And then the Right to Censor fought against the APA and Taz, and they lost. And that's when shortly thereafter they had disbanded. But they fought many great matches. They fought The Rock. They fought the Dudley Boys. They fought The Undertaker. I guess they fought everyone with "the" in their name. But they had some great matches. Mark Xtreme, what's your favorite Right to Censor match?
Let's see. Let me go on my Rolodex fucking none, Skeeter. This was one of the things that pissed me off the most in this business. So no, I don't have a favorite Right to Censor match. Any match that they got their ass kicked there.
Well, Mark Xtreme, I have one of those hypothetical questions for you. You ready? Are you ready?
Okay.
Mark Xtreme, what would you do if the Right to Censor invaded your promotion, Backyard Wrestling Entertainment?
I would call the cops and have them arrested because it's against some law in America. It's everything. We have the right to speak, freedom of right to speak. We have the right to go out there and be naked in the streets. We got the right to go out there and if I want to shit on a sidewalk, I'm allowed to do that. It's a part of being an American. And that's why I'm proud to be an American is I can go out there and be naked and shit on the streets. Somebody comes into my backyard. First of all, that's a home invasion. That's one crime because I did not allow you to be here. So I could shoot them if I wanted to. When somebody invades your home, you're legally allowed to shoot. Two,
you gonna shoot Val Venus?
I would shoot Val Venus if he was if he invaded my home. Yeah. I mean, I'd shoot you, Skeeter, if you invaded my home when I didn't want you there. I've almost done it once or twice. You come over all the time when I tell you I'm not ready for you.
Is that you mean shoot hard?
I'm going to shoot you hard. Yes. No, but then on the second crime, it would also be the censorship of my freedom of speech. So that's 2 counts of arrest that they would go for jail for life for, possibly murder. Straight to probably electric chair. I'm not the judge, jury, and executioner here. But
sounds like you were.
No, I'm just saying that's what I'd call the cops because they would have 2 cops. They would have 2 counts of arrest on them, and that's what they would be. So I don't take breaking the law lightly. I may be extreme, I may be badass, and I've been be uncensored in the confines of my backyard and my business, but I take the law very seriously.
Yeah, but what about when Junkyard Frog died in the backyard? That's
what?
That's murder.
No, that didn't happen in our backyard, and that's nothing we.
Yeah, it did.
That's nothing we talk about, Skeeter.
That's one of the VHS tapes you're not releasing. That's volume 83.
We all got those in our companies, don't we? The WWE's clearly got their tapes that they don't want anybody to see, and so do we, Skeeter. But that's someday if the price is right, well, maybe somebody would see those. But that's just something we don't talk about, Skeeter. It's one of those little gray areas in wrestling.
Are you trying to censor me?
You're not going to circle it back and yes.
Sounds like Trevor's trying to censor me.
I don't. Okay, you got to stop because now I don't. Are you still fucking sick? I don't know if that noise now is you getting real worked up and getting your pecker hard. So just don't make that noise. It weirds me out now. But yes, I am. You know what? Fuck it. Yes, I am censoring you because we are not going to talk about Junkyard Frog or what happened or didn't happen in Backyard Wrestling Entertainment.
Sounds like the Right to Censor 2.0 just emerged, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh man, that's a full triangle right there. That's a full death triangle.
Dumbest stable name ever.
That's a full inner circle. Then that's a full inner circle. It's one of the shapes.
Yeah, bringing it back again. Last episode, we talked about it. AEW's clearly got toddlers writing for him. Oh, inner circle, death triangle. Oh, boy, I love squares. What's the next fucking stable name? Anyways, again, this is a laundry list on the laundry list of bad stable ideas, bad stables, and it will go down in history as the time that everything shifted. You know, everything before Right to Censor was perfect in this wrestling business. Right to Censor came out, and that's when everything shifted and the world changed. You know, the wrestling world changed when Right to Censor came out there.
Well, I said it before and I'll say it again. I think they had some good ideas, and I think Ivory had some really good points when she talked about women shouldn't be objectified for their bodies, and they should be taken seriously as competitors and not just eye candy for people to hoot and holler at, and be taken seriously. They have more to offer than just some TNA, you know. I think it's really important that we see women for who they are, as equals, as competitors, and as human beings.
Yes, I agree, Skeeter. But you know what? If I'm a hot ass chick and I choose to go out there and show the world what the good God gave me, I'm going to do it. And that should be their right and their choice to do that.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That was the Right to Censor. Oh, that was a fun group. It's a fun time, and we've had so much fun on this show. And be sure to check out some more fun on Dragon Wagon Radio. You know, they got other shows on their network, just like us. They got this show called Dungeons and Dragon Wagon. It's all D&D, and they're rolling dice, and they're playing characters.
Yeah, but what is so entertaining about men going out there and pretending, and there's nothing entertaining about that.
I think there's something entertaining about it because they got swords and stuff and dragons, and they slay the dragon and win the damsel in distress.
It's all make believe, all bubblegum and titty farts.
Well, okay, well, I think it's fun, and you know, we got TikTok. Oh boy, we blow it up on TikTok. We're huge. We're in the tens of thousands followers on there at OYM Show. If you want to just see fun clips and stuff like that, they can be hashtag for your page. So check that out. And be sure to go to Apple Podcasts. Might we even give another shirt away in the future, Mark Xtreme?
Yeah, we probably will, because we got our fans obviously are some thirsty ass bitches, but you know, we give the fans what they want. And if you go on Apple iTunes and Apple Podcasts and give us a good rating and review, we'll give back. You know, it's very important that we get those rating reviews for us to climb in the charts. We're already at the top, but you know, we can only go higher. But it's very important, those ratings and reviews. So if you take a moment, you know, and you go and give us a good one, we'll give back to you guys with some kick-ass free shirts.
We've also got our Patreon. Be sure to go to patreon.com/OYM show, and you'll see all kinds of great incentives there where you can get this podcast and the YouTube videos early. And that's right, the YouTube videos, youtube.com/OnYourMarkShow. Ricardo Rodriguez from WWE. Grim. Dexter Loomis from NXT. So many others, so many great ones from the past, like Josh Matthews. He's a good guy. And so many more. Just check that out there, and you'll love all of that.
Yeah, and honestly, we got some great other things over on the Patreon. We've had for years, people have been like, how can I get a replica Backyard Wrestling Entertainment title? Well, the only place you can currently get it is at our Patreon. It's one of the more expensive tiers, but you know what? Tears for fears, and you gotta get it. You gotta cry. Get those really good tiers to get the good shit.
You know, I've given you a lot of money to train over the years. Do you think I could get a replica championship belt?
Only way you're going to get it, Skeeter, is if you go to patreon.com/OIM show.
Well, I've loved talking about the Right to Censor, and they will go down in history as one of the greatest factions. Mark Xtreme, do you ever see yourself joining the Right to Censor?
Well, that scientifically can't happen because the group doesn't exist anymore. But if I was to hop in my time machine and go back in time, no, I would not join them. I would call the cops immediately, have them arrested for the disturbing the peace, and disturbing the Americans given's Constitution legislations, and breaking the law. They broke the law, and I don't know how that this crime was just overlooked. But, I guess that happens sometimes. Skeeter, you are allowed to be born in a scientific lab, and that test tube wasn't thrown out as a mistake. Sometimes these mistakes happen. And this was one of them. This is one of wrestling's biggest mistakes.
Well, thank you for letting me be a mistake on your show every week.
Yeah, whatever.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Bye-bye.
Dragon Wagon.